Welcome to Dubai, the jewel of the desert. For the next 7 days, I'm going to be training with football club Qabila FC, a team that's just 1 year old. Their founder is Sohail Var, social media sensation, and their president is part of the UAE royal family. My mission this week is to find out what football is like here in Dubai. And I also want to figure out if Qabila is the real deal.
We're going to be in that Champions League.
Or just a billionaire's passion project.
Most days putting out fires.
I'm Sam Wardrop, and this is The World Through Football.
Did the guy say anything?
It's over there.
It's not that warm, is it? It's freezing. So we've arrived at Qabila's training base. It's just after 5 AM. The players start at 6:30 this morning, so it's a really early start. I think the thinking is before the sun rises, before the temperature rises, they get in their training session. Not sure what to expect of the standard, where the players are going to be from, what age they are, what training's going to be like. So I'm excited. 15 minutes and then hopefully they'll all be here.
You guys play Qabila?
We do, mate, yeah.
I'm training for the week.
Okay.
I'm Sam.
Callum, nice
Callum, nice to
At
meet
the
you.
moment, I know two of the players. One is YouTuber, the Dutch goalkeeper. He's never played pro before, so this is his first season pro, so it'll be interesting to catch up with him. And I also know Martim, who is a Portuguese player. He's played professional here in Dubai before. I caught up with him on my last visit, so it'll be interesting to see how he fits into the squad as well.
Sam.
Aaron, nice to meet you, mate.
Aaron.
Morning, mate. You okay?
What's your name?
Harrison.
Harrison. Nice to meet you guys. Any spare kit, spare top?
Oh, mate, absolutely
No chance?
Absolutely not.
Okay, this way. Morning. Yeah. Have a race after training?
Before training kicked off, I managed to grab a quick chat with Koen, also known as the Dutch goalkeeper on YouTube.
We've been struggling quite a bit.
For players?
Yeah, because there's been quite a few things happening that weren't ideal. Players that were signed that eventually left. There's a lot of stuff that's happened.
I can imagine.
Mate, last match, I was about to come on as a field player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mate, that's how bad it got.
Oh, shit. What position?
Striker?
It's surprising to hear that the club is struggling. Qabila looks like a well-oiled machine across social media, so I'm keen to get stuck in and see more of this club firsthand. During our chat, head coach and former Newcastle player Stephen Taylor introduced himself, a big name in a really interesting role here in Dubai. YouTube stars and former Premier League players. I'm not sure how this is all going to fit together. It's time to train.
Good.
Yes.
Cooking. The middle is cooking.
Yellows, 5 press ups. Come, bibs. Go get yourself the water.
Sun's rising, sweating. They're looking ahead to the game on Friday against the Dubai Irish. I'm going to get involved. Hey, well done. Up, 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 up. Up, yes, come in. Yes. Come on. Well done.
Do the same. I like it. I like that bit. It's good. But then go back in.
Within the first hour of training, it's apparent the coaching standards are high.
I think keep playing the outside of their centre halves because what they want to do is play narrow.
The two driving those standards are assistant coach and sporting director Sam White,
We need to play a way that we know how to play.
along with head coach Stephen Taylor.
Good to Swiss butter. Now, so nice.
It took a bit of convincing, but I managed to grab a chat at the end of team training with Stephen.
Good that Jack's here. So, Stephen, how did you become the manager of Qabila?
Obviously, I had a few managerial jobs out here in the UAE and then spoke to Sohail over the summer about this opportunity now. And yeah, I think the kind of platform that I'm used to working with out here was as ideal for myself and Sam. For me, we want to be a platform that we bring players here that want to go to the next level. I think that's everything we've done. 3 or 4 players already have left the squad and they've moved on to a new adventure, and that's part and parcel of what we do. They come here to use us as a platform, use us to go to the next level, and that's what we're here for.
And do you find this slightly unique in that there's quite a big social media side to the club? Is that quite new to you?
Yeah, obviously this is how football is these days. You know, I think for our boys now it's making sure they feel relaxed when they go on the pitch. And I don't like a baby when it comes to the coaching. Now, when you leave the football game, you got to learn. And I keep going back to Newcastle and obviously pick up sessions from the academy and first team and dip into other clubs and speak to the managers and always learning. And I'm still young in this kind of game now. This is all new to me, so anytime I can go back, I'll always try and do that.
Thank you, Stephen.
Cheers, guys.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much. Cheers, man.
With the club being built on social media, I presumed Stephen would love being front and centre of the camera. But it was quite the opposite. Short, sharp and professional.
First day of training wrapped up with Qabila. It was an interesting one. I didn't really know what to expect coming in. The coaches, Stephen Taylor, Sam White, they're obviously very good coaches. They don't have a physio, they don't have a doctor, they don't have a sports scientist. Today at training, it was just Stephen and Sam, but like they were doing a lot of everything. They do have a media guy. Qabila does have a huge presence online. It is a social media team. So interesting that they are prioritising the social media guy over the physio, sports scientists, the doctors. There's a real mixed bag of players. There's some African lads, there's some European lads, there's some British lads, and there was also a couple of trialists that got involved today. They actually came late, and I heard Sam, the coach, say to Stephen, don't let them train, they're late, which is completely fair enough. You want to have high standards at a professional football club. They arrived 30 minutes late. They did their own warm-up and eventually they were allowed into the session, but it just shows you they are on the lookout for players. They don't have a complete squad, and we are halfway through their season. But in terms of the training itself, it was perfect. The little bits either side, not having the training kit, shows that it's a new club. They're building something here. They're not quite there yet. It'll be interesting to see how that develops over the next few days and then into game day. So I'm interested to see how things unfold. What do you have, just like Americano or?
Sometimes I have latte.
Latte.
After training, I tag along with Martin and Silas for their daily coffee. The two players have a pretty strong friendship, despite Martin originating from Portugal and Silas Ghana. I'm keen to chat to the lads in a more relaxed environment and hear their thoughts on football and life here in Dubai.
How did you end up here? How did you end up at Qabila?
So me, it was the Sheikh, right? He had interest in me and communicated directly with me. It was a surprise.
So
Messaged me.
On Instagram? The Sheikh slid into your DMs?
Yes.
What was your journey to Qabila like?
Okay, I also played here last season with the Guardians.
Who?
So, the Guardians.
The Guardians?
It's in the same league. Same league. I played with that. I met him last season. So I think after the season, I went back to Ghana. It was around June, July. So he still spoke to me. He was like, he wants us to work together. So we spoke and later sent me a contract. So I had to sign.
And how old are you?
22.
22. And how old are you? 21. And what's the dream in terms of progression in the next few years or 5 years? Do you want to stay playing football in Dubai?
Me coming here to Dubai, it's a process. I feel it's a process. You see, it's the dream of every player to get to play in the bigger platforms, like you see the English Premier League and La Liga. Yeah. So me being here right now, I feel it's a process. See, when the time comes for you, you get that opportunity, you just grab it and utilize it. Yeah.
So Dubai's not a destination; it's like a step on the journey, a stepping stone. Okay, nice.
Trust the process. Like we just have to trust it. We do a lot of sacrifices to be in these places, far away from our family. So just have to trust it, and then in the end, we'll pay off. That's what we believe.
Yeah, I like that.
It's pretty fitting to hear that a team built on social media poached one of their first players in Martin by sending him an Instagram DM. It's clear both players see Qabila and Dubai as a place where they can springboard their football careers. After coffee, the boys offered to take me on a tour of their shared house, a villa on the outskirts of town, which is home to 7 of the players.
Welcome to the villa.
Welcome to the villa.
I'm impressed though, lads. It's pretty clean for how many boys? 7 boys. It's clean. Does anyone come round from the club and give like a check on the place? No?
Yes.
Oh, they do?
And we have fines for that.
Oh, yeah?
Like, start with a 50, and every time they show up here and it's a mess. It was 100
Okay.
and 150, 100, 115.
Okay.
And it's each.
Yeah, each?
Oh.
So you want to give us a tour?
You want to see where we train?
Yeah, let's see where you train.
As the boys show me around, it becomes clear that this is a home away from home. A player who's keen to interact with us and the cameras is Gabby, a young player who has just arrived from the UK. With a background in academy football, I knew he'd be able to draw some pretty good comparisons between the football scene in Dubai and the UK.
I was asking what the salary range is, from like minimum to maximum.
Minimum, yeah, monthly, 300 quid to 1,500
Yeah.
pounds.
Okay.
But then obviously, if you're smart enough, you go look for a part-time somewhere else.
Yeah. A lot of players in our league that have full-time jobs in let's say coaching, full-time coaching, and they train twice a week and they play.
What was your expectations of Dubai before you came? Have they changed since you arrived?
I wasn't actually expecting much, you know. Like, I didn't even look at the league before I came, nothing. I just heard that my coach was going to be Stephen Taylor and I got on the first flight here. So that's literally just what I thought. Because I thought, because obviously I got released, so my thought was, do I go into non-league and get stuck like all my older friends did? Or do I come and experience something new? But for me, it was more of a year of sacrifice rather than...
And it's a stepping stone.
Yeah, literally.
It's part of the process.
I really know what kind of exposure the club can give us, do you know what I mean? Like, they've got 100k followers, that's probably the most followers in the whole league.
Yeah,
and plus
by far.
Div 2 and plus Div 1.
Do you guys, because it's a team built on social media, does that mean you two are going to get behind the camera more, grow your own channels? Are you interested in that?
Me, absolutely not.
Why?
I feel like obviously the camera is staring in my face right now.
No, it's not.
I'm not very good on camera, do you know what I mean? I feel like, I am sometimes, but it's never really...
Hey, you've been good so far. You've been really good.
He loves it.
Yeah, you love it. You secretly love it.
But like me actually doing like, hey guys, this is a day in the life, I don't actually see myself doing it.
You never know.
Like, maybe, but
A year in Dubai playing for Al Qabila, it might change you.
it might, but I don't...
Let's see your room. Where's your room?
Oh, this one.
We'll give you some peace.
Yeah.
It's a good space. You've got the ensuite as well, right?
Yeah.
I'm impressed because you're young. And it's a big move coming all the way to Dubai. It's a bit of a risk. You don't know what's going to happen.
Like, yeah,
It's brave.
sometimes I do feel really homesick. Like, I do.
Is that one of the most challenging things? The kind of being so far from the family?
Yeah, it's been difficult, but like they help me. They call me, like my parents call me every day. My mum calls me when she can. So like I have like, it's good to have that
Good support.
Yeah, like I have very good support. Like, and one thing I do a lot, I read my Bible. So like, reading my Bible reassures me that I'll be alright. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the main thing I do. So I annotate my Bible. I write notes. So like, there's a lot of notes in the Bible that essentially can put your mind at ease, if that makes sense.
That's intelligent of you to take that approach,
Yeah.
Some lads would just, if they felt bad, they would just continue to feel bad and not look for steps to...
So like, obviously, one thing I encourage the boys to do is, like, if you're going through something, then just talk up, share about it, because at the end of the day, we have to become brothers for the 1 year that we're here, because we've got type thing, innit? So we're living together. And like, that's why I appreciate a lot of these boys, like, in the mornings they always come and check if I'm awake, to see if I'm...
Are you like the little brother or the big brother? Where do you sit on the...
Everyone, in the whole squad, I'm the little brother, because I'm the youngest.
You might be the younger brother, but you're very mature for your age.
I hope so.
Yeah, you are.
I hope so.
I'm really impressed by Gabby. At only 18 years old, he's incredibly articulate and brave, making the move without any guarantees. It's evident he has a strong network of support from his family and his faith. Gabby's keen to introduce some of his African teammates, and so we make our way upstairs to meet Junior,
Hello.
a player who made the move from the Ivory Coast to Dubai.
My friend doesn't speak English.
He knows what I'm saying though.
Fastest guy, very fast.
And Gabby has one last surprise for us.
Is he good at French?
Yeah, he's very good.
Very good at French. Whoa. You do speak French?
Second season now.
You do speak French?
When they can't communicate, I'm the person.
Nice. What team did you play for before?
Algarve. Yeah. I know him.
What team?
Algarve.
Algarve.
Yeah.
Same division?
Yeah.
Okay. And did they look after you the same way as Al Qabila?
Non. Quand tu étais là-bas, tu sais comme on est ici, la maison est bien et tout ça. Est-ce que là-bas, il était bien aussi?
Non. Oui, là-bas, la maison n'est pas aussi jolie comme ici. Les conditions sont pas comme ici.
He said like the conditions there weren't the same, and like we have a villa here, it wasn't as nice.
C'est bon que là-bas.
Oh, he said everything about here is better than where he was before.
Yeah, this is very good. About something in our division they don't take care of the players.
Yeah, so like, and like one thing I've realised about here is like they take advantage of the African players because they know they haven't come from a lot. Do you know what I mean? Most African players would be happy with 200 quid a month, but in the UK you can't live on that. Do you know what I mean? So.
And out of interest, I played in Sweden for 3 months. There was 2 Nigerian players in the team in Sweden, and they would send almost all of their money back home to support their family.
Oh, they do that as well. Il dit, tu sais...
Sorry. Translation. Wait. Did you get any of that?
Il dit, tu sais, quand ils te donnent l'argent ici, il y a des fois, beaucoup de gens ils envoient l'argent à la maison, non?
Oui.
Ils demandent si tu fais le même chose.
Oui.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, some family, yeah.
Everything?
Yeah, everything.
He's very humble. Very humble.
Nice guy.
Very humble. Very nice. He's always looking after others, like especially me, because I'm younger than him. He looks after me a lot. Him and the tall one, Manji, they look after me a lot. Like
when I speak to my parents, like it couldn't be better because they really take care of me, all of them. Even Gabs, he's younger than me, but when he goes to cook and he knows I like, he cooks for me as well.
And we were asking earlier, the boys, like, do you ever have, like, is it harder to have relationships here with girls because you're all sharing the place, or how did the boys? What's it like?
Il a dit t'as un copain.
Il parle même pas anglais, il parle comment?
He said he's not. How is he going to speak to them?
There must be some French ladies here, though, no?
He has a girlfriend. Ask him. I'm pretty sure he has a girlfriend.
T'as pas une femme?
Belgium. Non, après c'était les amis qui ont cause, mais.
He said it's just friends he speaks to. Yeah.
Do any of the boys have girlfriends here?
Yeah.
Mensa, Kumi.
But do they live in Dubai?
No. They're from Ghana.
Yeah.
Ghana boys.
Okay. So we've just wrapped up a tour of the lads' villa. There's 7 of them in here, and I'm going to be honest, I'm really surprised. It's a pretty nice place. They all have big rooms, they have en suites, they've got a nice big kitchen space, a nice garden as well where they do some training. One of the most amazing things about this place is how tight they all are. They talk about being really close, like a kind of group of brothers, and I think coming to a different country for a lot of them, that's one of the most important things that allows them to enjoy this experience. I do feel as though the 7 players in here are potentially the better players, so they're being looked after pretty well. When you tally everything up between the accommodation, the food and the salary the boys are getting, it's actually quite a big package, it's quite significant, and I don't necessarily think they would get that back home in their respective countries. The club Al Qabila is looking after these 7 players for sure, 100%.
With day 1 in Dubai coming to a close, the club has really impressed me. The polished look online isn't a million miles off the reality, but something tells me there's more beneath the surface.
Stay in that end position, hips nice and high, just pedal the feet, nice and controlled, not too much.
Have you ever seen MTV Cribs?
Play the game, play football, down to the bare bones. We're going to need every person out here. Any softies that can't play this Friday, off now, there's no point in training, okay? Play this weekend, we're ready to train all week, and Friday is a big game. We've got 3 basically in World Cup finals this month. It's going to be very difficult.
Got the 2 founders here today, Daniel and Sohail. Sohail is founder and player, so he's involved in training. Good to see them. Hopefully we grab a chat with them later on. Already sweating and we've just finished the warm-up. I think today's going to be tough.
Let's go! 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, brilliant! Hey! Hold. That's 10. I'm 10 passes. Yeah, I work. Get the ball over.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. It's nice to see for the first time today the full kind of club here pitch side. We had the 2 founders, we had sports scientists, head of performance. It started to feel more like a proper professional football club. The training was a little bit harder as well, and I'm starting to realise Stephen kind of just oversees, drops in small little coaching points to the players, has a quiet word, and kind of guides them on that side. Sam, the assistant coach, is definitely a little bit louder, he's much more vocal.
What? If you want to be a big brave boy, you can do the runs.
The game on Friday is really important, and then they have 2 more games before Christmas, and if they don't win those, it really puts them on the back foot in terms of looking at promotion at the end of this season.
Day 2 of training wrapped up. I'm getting ready to leave as assistant coach Sam White approaches me for a chat.
But the reality is it's just nothingness.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money being spent every year for very limited get back, you know. There's no revenue. You literally cannot make any revenue.
Because there's no fans.
No fans. There's no merch. There's no sponsors. There's no nothing. We try and make it as professional as we can, but then we have no other member of staff. Not a single member of staff. So we have to do everything from logistics to operations to training to everything. Me and Stevie's job most days is just putting out fires that the boys have started and then dust it off and go the next day again. I think the boys got very overexcited with the fact that they were owners of a professional club, when the reality is, lads, your forte is social media.
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah. Let the football club be run by people who know how to do it.
Yeah. What's their end goal though?
Well, they want to play in the Champions League in Asia, but it's impossible.
Ah, right.
But we want to create something that provides the genuine truth. We should have told the reality last week. We lost 3-2 against this team out here.
Yeah.
And we were about to bring Kuhn on in the 10.
Yeah, you said that.
Like, and we're drawing numbers on the back of kits. Like, that is the real football world. Like, tell the story. It's interesting. Fans want to see it. And I'm bored of responding to 250 DMs. Like, I want to just tell people how it is, and then they can make their choice if they want to come out here. Like, we have everything from Premier League footballers down to lads who just finished their high school back home, desperate to come out. I can give everything. You don't want this.
You don't actually realise what
I tell you the situation and you still want it, get here, because we'd love to have great players. We're desperate for football players. So I think that it could work. There's a lot of big changes that need to happen. It's whether they're open to the changes or not. It's tough at the moment, really tough, but we'll get there, hopefully, inshallah.
Sam produced what felt like a fairly scathing overview of life for professional football players here. But in amongst what he had to say, I could feel a sense that him and Stephen genuinely care and want to help players who make the bold move over here. After hearing from Sam, it was time for me to meet the founders Sohail and Dan. At only 26 years old, I was having a hard time believing they were the guys behind the formation of an entire professional football club. Had they bitten off more than they could chew? I was about to find out.
I came to the UAE with $1 and a dream.
My name is Sohail Var, professional football player, founder of Qabila FC, along with Daniel, founder of Qabila FC, my business partner. We decided to build Qabila FC in 365 days because when the idea of building the pro football club came up, it was, how can we make it interesting? How can we make it something so grand, so special that people are gonna think like, no way, there's no way they can pull it off. Has it been easy? No, I would say October 2023 to summer of this year, I would say most of it was fun. It was challenging. We're trying to figure stuff out.
We're making content, we're having a good time.
You know, we're building the brand. What's the logo? What's the name? What are the colors? It's fun. And then August hits pre-season. Pre-season, it's real. We need a football pitch. We need resources. We need funding. We need the coaching staff. We need the players, accommodation, transportation, all these different things. We're in IKEA buying beds for the players, or we're taking them grocery shopping, getting them food, making sure they're fed, or on the back end of training, we got laundry bags, you know, carrying laundry.
It was literally every single day we're trying to tackle new problems and find different ways to actually make it to the next day. And it's literally been like, it's been such an exciting journey, but it's also been hell. It's been literally, I would say this year has been like the most, sometimes I'm met with problems where it's like, we don't know where the answer is gonna be, but we still have to find a way. And that's been, it's very, very stressful, definitely. Did you want to add anything to that?
I would say...
Does anyone advise you? Because, remind me again how both of you are?
We're both 1998, 26.
So with that becomes naturally a lack of experience, right? I'm 27, I'm not experienced in media, whatever. So is there anyone advising you?
Yeah, two things I'll say is, one, shout out to our mindset coach, Mark Hospitre. We have a weekly call with him. He actually guides us on our challenges, on what we should focus on. So he's played a big part in helping shape our mind and allow us to achieve this vision. So that's been fantastic guidance there. And then the other part of that question, the answer I'll give to it is, I think for us, there was beauty in the lack of guidance because we're doing something that has never been done before. So if we went looking at books and at how it's done, like nobody's done this before. Because if we went to certain people and we said, hey, is this possible? Hey, how can we do this? I guarantee you a lot of people would have turned us down. But that is the beauty of, I would say, the lack of guidance that we had. Our club situation right now in the UAE 3rd Division is better than most of the clubs in the UAE 3rd Division. We've been able to provide a platform where I would say, you know, almost every single player on our team has a very good situation, right? Now, are we at the exact place we want to be at? Not yet. We're a first-year club. We've just newly built. So every week, every month, things are getting better. In 5 to 10 years, we will be competing in the AFC Asian Champions League. We're currently in the UAE 3rd Division. We built this club in 365 days. We will get promoted this year. We will get promoted next year. And I'm so confident we're going to be in that Champions League. We're going to be there in the stadium, watching the team, the walkout, the anthem. I've envisioned it 1,000 times.
I left the conversation feeling like I hadn't really scratched the surface of Sohail and Dan. It felt like a very well rehearsed dialogue, and it was a million miles away from assistant coach Sam's English frankness. Both founders seemed delusional, yet at the same time a piece of me admired their confidence. It felt like they were entirely comfortable in their delusions, and they were ready to take on the world. The conversation made me question my reality. Was I thinking too small, or were these two thinking too big?
Yes, boys, back again, training early in the morning.
As well as being a goalkeeper, Kun is a YouTube star. He has over 2 million subscribers on YouTube and 4 million followers on TikTok. This places him as the most followed player in the entire league. Kun had invited me round to his new family home. I wanted to find out how he was balancing life in Dubai as a professional footballer, content creator, father, and husband.
He said walk round the corner this way. How are you?
Hey mate, how are you?
Lovely spot.
Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it?
And what's the makeup of like people living around here? Are they
all family basically?
All families?
Little kids around everywhere.
Just international?
Nursery there, yeah, very international. And he's just woken up, so yeah, this is our
lovely.
Our humble abode, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, it's some view, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're on the 17th floor, obviously.
Did you have to furnish the full place?
Yeah, it was unfurnished. Furnishing it yourself, getting your own furniture, it makes it feel more like home.
Yeah.
Especially for my missus and my boy coming here now as well. Oh, are you being shy?
Hello, Luca.
Yeah, this is Luca. Say hello.
Hi.
And this is Jana.
Jana, nice to meet you.
Prefer not to be on camera? Oh, you could.
Nice to meet you.
You must be used to it now with this man. No,
not really.
Have you ever been in a video?
No. Look at the background and stuff. Not fully in a video.
No, not speaking.
Yeah. Luca's been in a video.
Here we go.
Yeah, many times.
Is Luca a goalkeeper? What do we think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
He can dribble the football, and sometimes he just prefers to pick it up with his hands. You want to get the ball? Go on.
There we go. You got gloves?
He does have gloves, actually, but they're in Netherlands. See?
Right-footed?
Yeah. His quality of life here is really high. The same as Jana. Just because the weather's better, he gets to play outside so much more. There's a lot of children. People are very nice. It's very entrepreneurial oriented here as well. So I've gotten to meet a lot of people that have really helped, me view the world in a different way and look at my business in a different way as well. So
when did you start YouTube and content creation?
4 years ago, I think. I was so unhappy at my job. I was really depressed. Like I was in a bad place. That was just because of the situation I was in. I was working a full-time job, which I just despised so much. It was everything, like the job itself, the people around me, I just wasn't having it. But in the meantime, I was starting creating content, which really gave me a lot of joy in my life. So I quit that job, and I was still living at home with my parents. So I was chatting to my dad and telling him about the videos I was making. And my dad was a goalkeeper back in the day as well, and he loved it. He was like, yeah, I love what you're doing, mate, but gotta be realistic, you're not making any money. So I made a deal with my dad. He said, I'll give you 6 months. 6 months. If you start making enough money to get your own place within 6 months, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. But if not, you're getting back to work. So in that 6-month time, I really got to work and then started to build my platforms more, YouTube, Dutch videos, English videos, TikTok, a lot of work. And then I was able to start making a good living. So.
You may have a tour of the...
Yeah. Kitchen. It's not a huge apartment, you know, but it's good. So this is master bedroom and...
Oh, nice. The office?
Office, yeah.
You play football now?
Yeah.
Full time?
And then obviously content creation. So now I'm working on the documentary series I'm doing on my journey to professional.
Well, out of interest, what's the most important thing for you? Professional football or content creation?
At this moment, I don't think I can answer that. It's both because they intertwine so much. My professional football is my content. So obviously I could continue creating content without playing professionally here. When I applied for my visa, they asked me what my job was. And I didn't know what to say. I said, well, I'm a footballer, but I'm also a content creator. And he said, you have to choose one.
What did you choose?
Footballer.
Interesting.
It was evident Kun looked at this as an opportunity to grow both his professional career as a goalkeeper alongside his work as a YouTuber. As the professional game continues to develop, more and more clubs are looking at not only a player's ability, but also their reach across social media.
Because I know to a certain extent, my social media following brings a certain amount of value to the club as well. I didn't want my social media following to be the reason that I was able to sign. And it wasn't. Because obviously we had our ups and downs, talked to the staff and to the coaches a lot. It did bring me the initial connection with Suhail to get me the opportunity, but you know, I want people to know that I eventually did all the hard work like anyone else. I'm not just kind of given to me.
I think a lot of people, they just see Dutch goalkeeper, a couple of million followers, that's why he signed for Qabila.
Yeah.
But then you hear the stories, you see the behind the scenes, and it's like, no, okay, this is the reason why he actually did all the work that no one else would probably be willing to do, you know. It's a nice life though.
Yeah.
You seem like you're in a really good place.
Yeah.
You're happy and...
I am happy. As I said, if Jana and Luca are happy, then I'm happy.
Happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah. And Luca's somewhere in the middle. Let's head down to the...
Should we grab a coffee or something?
Grab a coffee, yeah.
I think it would be easy to label Kun as not a real footballer. Most would say he's a content creator. It's tricky because the football world is changing so much, and a social media presence is becoming a huge and ever-present factor in football. You could argue Kun is ahead of the curve. Football and social media aside, Kun seemed like he was in a really good place. Along with his wife Jana and son Luca, they were adapting to their new life in Dubai really nicely, albeit a long way from home and family back in the Netherlands. Last day of training, and just when I'd given up hope...
Is this a top?
It is a top.
Oh wow, Qabila official.
Last night, and Qabila training jersey. How are you, brother?
Good to see you.
How you feeling?
My hamstrings are a little bit tight. Tell you what, this is nice.
There we go.
Do I get to keep it?
This is yours, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
It's for you.
I appreciate it.
I would have put your name on it, but we just didn't get the time.
That's all good. This is lovely.
This is the moment I've been waiting for all week. Oh, feels good. Part of the tribe now.
In, slip pass, other side, outside of the fullback, bang, strike a goal. First time, the Premier, first touch.
What a week it's been. I landed here 7 days ago and I had no idea what to expect of football and life here in Dubai. It is a pretty cool place. The city is full of possibilities, full of opportunities and full of potential. After being involved in training, I get a better understanding of what the level is like, and I would say the clubs that I've played at previously, all from 2nd Division in Scotland to 3rd Division Scotland, the level is higher there. I was also in Latvia, 1st League at the top division, the level's higher there. But the perks the players get here are slightly better, and I suppose that is the ultimate decision. You come here for the lifestyle, you come here for the potential of progress, but you're really coming here because it's a nice place to live. The one perception I used to have, and I think some people do, of Dubai and being a football player here is that you're going to be loaded, you're going to be rich, you're going to make lots of money. That isn't the case. There isn't lots of money in the lower leagues in Dubai football. You're not going to come here as a football player and make millions of pounds or even thousands of pounds. Is Al Qabila the real deal? I would say, I think online on social media they've built the perfect image, but being involved in the club for the week, you know, things aren't perfect. There's little problems they have. They have around 12, 13 players who are fit to play, so they're down to the bare bones of the squad. They're using everyone they can, and that's probably part of a learning process for the club. What I do like is that Sohail and Dan are trying to do the right things. They have two great coaches in place, Stephen and Sam. They raise the standard of training to a top level, but with any new business, with any new football club, you're going to have challenges, even with established teams. You know, when I was at Dundee United, when I was at Celtic, there was problems. Nothing's perfect. Sohail and Dan, the founders, have a monumental task on their hands. They're moving in the right direction, but over the next 365 days, I'm going to be keeping an eye on them, and I'll be really interested to see where they are a year from now.
Awesome. And we'll see you.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, my week wasn't over quite yet. There was one last thing to do.
Hey, happy birthday!
Who's eating Sam's face then?
You eat Sam. You give him kisses.